gentlemen, it is a distinct pleasure of the management to present to you the Evening Star attraction. Here they are, back after their exclusive 3-year tour of Europe, Scandinavia, and the subcontinent.
Hi, this is Hasten Johnson from the West Coast Sports Report. This is my second installment on role models, and the person I'm going to talk about today is Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong made some mistakes. He cheated, but I still remember getting up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning to watch ESPN show the Tour de France. And well, I used to ride bikes when I was in high school, and I did a lot of bike riding. And I saw the movie Breaking Away, and it was about a American who thought he was Italian, and he liked the Italian racers, and they cheated him, and he didn't finish the race. In his first race he didn't finish, and I kind of liked that. And I was in Europe, I think. I don't know, I went there for something, but I just got to see the end of the race. But the two things I remember about Lance Armstrong was, one, he was riding behind the guy who wrecked, and to prevent him from getting wrecked, he took a cut on the side and he cut over this field, and they were lucky, they said, that he didn't get his tires blown out, but he made it through, took a shortcut, and then got back on the racetrack, and he ended up doing real well. The second part was, in the last stage of Pyrenees, he had a short lead, and a spectator had got I thought it was a purse, and he ended up wrecking Lance Armstrong. And it turned out they'd given out a lunch things to spectators, and that was what caught in his bike and caused him to wreck. And then what happened was that the people waited for him, and they got him a chance to get back in the race before they continued on. And he had trouble with the bike pedal, and he had troubles all over, but he got so good that even after all the wreck, he ended up taking that stage. And really, he could have been wiped out of the race totally, but he actually won the stage, and I think that was one of the greatest things I remember seeing, Lance Armstrong. And I'm going to show the little video of it right now. So hang on, and remember, Lance Armstrong was my second role model.
We've already seen Lance Armstrong in the centenary tour of 2003, doing a bit of cyclocross through a ploughed field to stay upright and in contention for his 5th consecutive victory. But there were other unexpected sights in that tour. Armstrong dehydrated and losing 1:36 to Jan Ullrich in the tour's first long time trial, for example.
He will keep his leader's yellow jersey, but he is yet again reminded he is in the toughest scrap of any Tour de France.
And a top 3 separated by only 18 seconds, the tightest race that ever been. Armstrong was in the yellow jersey, but his lead over Ullrich was only 7 seconds going into the last day in the Pyrenees. Not enough to cover him in the event of a repeat performance in the final long time trial on the eve of Paris. So even as leader, it was up to him to attack and gain time. After some shadow boxing on the early cols, Armstrong, Ullrich and Iban Mayo were together on the ascent to Les Ardennes with a small group behind them, and the defending champion was setting the pace.
And now it was Iban. Oh, what's happened here? What has happened there? It seemed quite a normal corner. He must have hit somebody in the audience. Mayo has gone. Now the situation. Remember the pair of sword when Ullrich crashed, Armstrong waited. But let's have a look at this now. it still is unclear here exactly what happened.
What had happened was that Armstrong's brake lever had caught in the strap of a souvenir feed bag held by a young fan. Up ahead, Jan Ullrich had slowed, hostilities suspended until the race leader got back in the race, which wasn't as simple as just getting back on his bike.
Oh, what is going on?
There's a problem with his pedals. He has a problem with his pedals.
This is what happened. I think his pedal may have broken. This happened. He didn't hit anybody.
Well,
it was the problem with his pedals.
It was very strange to see that. He's looking down. He now knows he's got a serious problem. Watch this now.
Well, this is awful.
Digging deep, and his foot has just come out, and he's... I don't believe how he's managed to keep it upright there.
Armstrong's tour looked like it had been undermined by a strip of fabric held by a fan and his inability to secure his cleat. In fact, the fall had given him a massive surge of adrenaline, and once he'd rejoined the group that had slowed for him, he got some use out of it.
And after all of the problems of the day, Lance Armstrong is now trying to move clear of Iban Mayo, who also seems to have recovered from that fall. Lance Armstrong, at the moment, is really dancing on the pedals now. Well, look at this. On a day when Lance Armstrong could have lost the tour, he's going to win the stage now. As he punches the line, Lance Armstrong keeps yellow and increases his lead.
Armstrong had extended his lead by 52 seconds after the most dramatic day's racing of the most dramatic tour for years.
Scared the hell out of me.